Hello students, in preparation for factoring trinomials, let's consider some patterns with multiplying and factoring. So here we're going to multiply four different binomials, and you can think of that as using the distributive property or maybe using a FOIL method. Here we go. X times x is x squared, our outer product is plus 2x, our inner product is plus 3x, and lastly we've got plus 6. Combining our like terms, we have x squared plus 5x plus 6. So notice when we multiply binomials that both have plus symbols, we get all plus symbols in our product, which is a trinomial. Now with our second form, we're multiplying x plus 3 times x minus 2. Let's see how that changes the signs of our product. X times x is x squared. Our outer product is minus 2x. Inner product, plus 3x. Lastly, minus 6, and combining our like terms, we've got x squared plus x minus 6. So now compare this product to our previous one. We've got a plus symbol in the middle, yet a minus with our last term, don't we? Continuing, multiplying x minus 3 times x plus 2 gives x squared plus 2x minus 3x and minus 6. Combining like terms, we've got x squared minus x minus 6. And lastly, x minus 3 times x minus 2 gives x squared minus 2x minus 3x and plus 6. Combining like terms, x squared minus 5x plus 6. So here we've got examples of all of our possible combinations of using plus and minus symbols with the same terms, x with a 3 and x with a 2. This is really good to see and be aware of as we begin to factor some trinomials. Now notice that we're going to be factoring trinomials here that have a leading coefficient of 1. So in each of our factoring problems below, we're factoring what I would call the easier style of trinomials with a leading coefficient of 1. And all you really have to think about now is, what second terms are we going to pair with our variable terms? So let's consider the trinomial y squared minus 9y plus 14. If it factors, it's going to factor as the product of binomials where up front our variable terms have to each be y, because y times y gives y squared. Now we only have to consider factors of 14. And factors of 14 are 1 and 14 or 2 and 7. So we know that we've got two different options to choose from, but also take a look at your signs. We've got a minus symbol in front of our middle term and a plus at the end, which tells us that we're going to need to use two minus symbols within our factorization. Okay, and to get a sum of negative 9, we're going to go with our minus 2 and our minus 7. And let's just check this one in our heads, okay? Y times y is y squared. Negative 7y minus 2y combined to our minus 9y. And negative 7 times negative 2 gives a positive 14. So there's our correct factorization. And let's do one more here. We want to factor x squared minus 2x minus 24. Okay, again, our leading coefficient is 1, which makes this of the easier variety of trinomials to factor, because we know that up front we're going to use x times x to give that 1 x squared. Now our only question is, what are factors of negative 24 that when we combine them are going to combine to a negative 2? Okay, so notice that's a negative 24, and so we know that we're going to be multiplying binomials that are differently signed. Okay, that one of those binomials has a plus and the other has a minus symbol to get a negative product, okay, at the end of those multiplications. Okay, so as we think about factors of negative 24, we might use a 1 with a 24, a 2 with a 12, maybe a 3 with an 8, or a 4 with a 6. And remember that one of these will be positive and the other negative. Okay, so if we opt for our 4 with our 6 and use a positive 4 and a negative 6, that'll give us our negative 24 product, and our positive 4x and negative 6x will sum to negative 2x. So when you're factoring these trinomials that have a leading coefficient of 1, all you've really got to think about is that last term, okay? And what are factors of it? They're going to sum to this coefficient of your middle term. There we have factoring trinomials with a leading coefficient of 1. Good luck with those.